I do think it's important to learn self-defense because you never know what situation you might get yourself in. And it's always good to learn some skills in order to protect yourself. Now, hopefully you never have to use those skills, but having them in reserve and knowing how to use them in case of an emergency could be life-saving one day.
Yeah, it is really important, especially for girls, because you can feel more confident when you go around and you don't feel like someone is putting you in danger.
Yeah, because it's such a holistic issue, it's such a broad issue, because really it's less about self-defense as a response to violence, whether that be harassment, whether that be robbings, whatever that violence may be. So therefore, dealing with that as a society has to be brought to, has to consider loads of different.
It really depends on where you are and what you're doing. I think a lot of the time when those issues come up, it's either because people are not aware of their surroundings, they're distracted by what they're doing, maybe on their mobile phone, or they don't know the city well enough so they don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I think the self-defense, luckily because I've done a course, things like, there are certain quick sudden movements that you can make to put your attacker off guard. You can use a key that you've got in your bag to jab somebody. You can use your voice. I learned that your voice is very, very important. So you can scream and yell, you can scratch, there's a lot of things that you can do to frighten your attacker.
So the first thing I think to do is always assess what's going on and use your skills that you do have and stand up for yourself in an appropriate situation.
I actually have done a self-defense course myself, and I found it really, really useful. And one of the reasons why is that it taught me that you don't have to be physically strong in order to overpower a potential attacker. So it really gave me a lot of confidence, and I learned things that I hadn't really learnt before.
If someone came up to me and was trying to rob me, I would probably just go, here you go, and just give them everything that they wanted. But if it was a situation where I thought I was going to be a threat, one, like I said, I'd be trying to get away from the situation if I could. But if I couldn't, then yeah, it would be just trying to defend myself as best as I could. But I don't know whether that would be very effective or not. But yeah, that's why I think it is probably important to look at options like that. Yeah.
很愤怒，但是很无奈吧。
经常有看，感觉就是我们每个人都要提高自身的安全意识。
就当时看他们之前的一些情况和遭遇的一些情况，看哪一方面，对方做是什么原因呢？会遭遇这种情况啊？然后自我保护一方面的意识。
有啊，之前在泰国的时候有遇到过。
安全，不要夜晚出门，保证自己安全的情况之下再去评估你可以做什么。因为有的时候其实女性在这种情况下，其实本身因为力量悬殊太大了，对，所以其实你的很多抗争有可能会造成更严重的伤害。所以我觉得可能首先还是只能保命要紧吧，
还是要管好自己的安全第一。
就看这个事件发生的时间、地点、一些人物啊，就也要看这个当事人的一个情况。如果当事人是我的话，那如果是他是不是正当的一个攻击，那我肯定会自我防卫啊，然后再寻求这个公安部门的帮助，报警。
会有机会的，还是会
好啊，这个肯定是要学。
对，我会学一下基础的自我防卫，然后一定要往人多的地方跑。
In order to gain a more comprehensive perspective on self-defense, we also produce questionnaire to people from different age groups to complete. The survey result shows that when in danger, 75% of people would fight back. This shows that most people expect to have the ability to counterattack. 86% said they will be willing to participate in a self-defense course to learn, which implies that most people recognize the self-defense skills and think they will be beneficial. Of the major self-defense courses, Taekwondo was the most popular one, so it is even more important for us to get more people to learn the different self-defense techniques. We choose to take 4 different martial art courses from different cultures to learn how to use these self-defense skills to protect ourselves. The 4 are Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and kickboxing. And before the class, we have some brief conversations with the experts to learn more about each martial art. Coach Luo Weijing, at 3rd and of black belt, has gained the certification of China social sports instructor. Coach Anna, at the red belt level, has won 7 national level or world-class BJJ tournaments in the United States in just 2 years. Coach Sandy has won 10 major competitions in 3 years and was the founder of Fight Academic Evolution Organization. Coach Meng is the Chinese national level 2 athlete, has served as an army force coach, and has won the kickboxing championship 4 times.
Taekwondo is a Korean martial art. Taekwondo was developed during the 1940s and 1950s by various Korean martial artists combining and incorporating the elements of karate and Chinese martial arts, along with the indigenous Korean martial arts traditions of Taekyon, Subak, and Gwanbyeop. Taekwondo is characterized by its emphasis on head-high kicks, jumping and spinning kicks, and also fast kicking techniques.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was first developed around 1920 by Brazilian brothers Carlos Oswaldo and Gastel. It is based on ground fighting, no-buzzer, and submission holds. This martial arts discipline focused on teaching its practitioners to effectively defend themselves against a larger-sized opponent using leverage and proper technique. Hence, it is as lethal when practiced by females than it is for males.
Muay Thai, which translates to Thai boxing, is the national sport of Thailand. It is a martial art with roots originating from military use, dating back to around the 30th century during the time of the Sukhothai Kingdom. Besides, Muay Thai as a modern combat sport was first formalized in the early 20th century. The sport was influenced by British boxing, where codified rules and the boxing rings were put in place. Muay Thai is known as the art of 8 limbs because it makes use of 8 points of contact, namely punches, elbows, knees, and kicks.
Kickboxing is a group of stand-up combat sports and a form of boxing based on kicking and punching. The combat takes place in a boxing ring, normally with boxing gloves, mouth guard, shorts, and bare feet to favor the use of kicks. Some styles of kickboxing including Japanese kickboxing, French kickboxing, Chinese kickboxing, Thai kickboxing, and American kickboxing.